Good day, everyone. I'm Kandal Boswick from Global Compliance Service, your solution to professional and competitive ISO and training services in Guyana. Today, I will continue in the series as we discuss the quality management principles because they're very important for your business to survive. The first principle we had looked at was customer focus. I know that is very important for any business. Then we looked at leadership, followed by engagement of people. So today I will look at a process approach. And for those of you who are now being exposed to the quality management system, more so the ISO 9001 quality management system, you will hear the terminology of a process, use of a process approach, and a quality management system. As you know, a system is made up of many processes. So basically, what a process approach does is it allows you to consistently document your activities within your organization. So consistent and predictable results are achieved more efficiently and effectively when your activities are documented as a process. And basically, when we talk about a process in simple terms, it's basically a series of steps. So a process is a series of steps with decisions in the way a particular activity is carried out. So a process starts with inputs. You must have inputs to a process and then you have an output. So for example, if you want to prepare breakfast, we can look at the process of preparing breakfast. Now, preparing breakfast is a process because you'll have inputs and the output will be that prepared breakfast. Whether it be scrambled eggs, ham and eggs with bread, and your cup of tea, you would have had inputs to meet that output. Likewise, with the processes within your business, you document it in a similar fashion. For example, preparing a purchase order. What will cause you to start the preparation of a purchase order? That input will be a request to purchase, which may have been triggered from inventory management. You've met the minimum order for a particular raw material. So the input for that will be the request to purchase the item. So the output would be that completed purchase order for that item to be purchased. Training is another process. You must have inputs for training, and the output will be trained and competent staff. So likewise, within your quality system, we have to look at different processes. And when we map out our activities as a process, we are better able to see what steps are taken, the decisions that are taken before we proceed to the next stage of that process. So the process approach is very important for your quality system. Now, with a quality system, you will see the terminology of critical processes. You need to document your critical processes. And these are basically your business processes within your organization. Those that have an impact on your product or service delivery, those are your critical processes. For example, your manufacturing process, procurement process, maintenance process, for example, ensuring that your equipment are maintained. You may have vehicles that have to be maintained because, for example, delivery is very important. It's a critical part of your business. Your inventory process, ensuring that you have your inventory to the minimum level so you do not run out of stock. Marketing and sales process. So based on the type of business you have to zero in on those critical processes. Edward Denham has in one of his quotes, if you cannot map out what you're doing as a process, you do not know what you're doing. So it basically tells you that every activity that is key for your business to operate, you should be able to document it in the form of a process, starting with the inputs and the end result with your outputs. So when you have your processes mapped out, it facilitates consistent and predictable outcomes through the system with the aligned processes. So once your processes are clearly documented, that means that anyone who is going to be doing that particular activity has a clear guideline as to what is expected, what are the steps, what are the acceptance criteria, what decisions they must take if a particular criteria is not met before they move from step 1 to step 2. And you will see when you start to document your activities in the form of a process, how easy it will be for you to identify areas for improvement. You'll be able to identify if there are necessary steps or repetitive steps within the process. And you'll be able to pinpoint those areas where you have to do your inspections or your measurements or checks to ensure that your outputs or your end product meets the acceptance criteria. And with the quality system, it's very important that as we start an activity, we must be able to ensure that each step meets the criteria before we go on to the next step in the process. And that is how you're able to consistently meet your customer requirements and exceed their expectations. So I encourage you today, start the business of mapping out your activities in a form of a process, and you will see how easy it will be for you to improve the way you operate and even operate more efficiently. You're able to identify any risk within your activities. You'll be able to identify the staff responsible for the different activities, see exactly how the process is being done. Who is responsible for verifying step 1 before you go to step 2 and step 3. This will allow you to reduce waste, rework, mistakes, delivering undesirable outputs to your clients. So I encourage you today to adopt the process approach as we continue to embrace the quality management principles. And implementing a quality system is a change of culture within your organization. You may have what you're doing up in your head, you may have it documented, but using a process approach will help you to improve your internal efficiency. So if you like this video, I encourage you to share it with your colleagues. Share it with other members within the business community that you know will benefit from the content of this video. Feel free to call us at Global Compliance Service at 223-6666 for more information as we help you on your journey to be more competitive and also to improve your profitability and market share. Until we meet another time, bye for now.